Welcome back. Sometimes giving up your car keys is the best thing you can do for yourself and for those around you, but it doesn't mean you can't still get to where you need to go. Joining us now is Mindy Deal and Linda Nolan from the Rocky Mountain Development Council. Welcome to our show, ladies.
Thank you.
Mindy, let's talk with you first. Can you just tell us a little bit about the Senior Companion Program and what that is?
Sure. The Senior Companion Program brings together volunteers aged 55 or older to help older adults with simple tasks around the home. That includes transportation. The program's goal is to help homebound seniors and older adults continue living in their home independently.
Great. Okay, and which counties in Montana is the Senior Companion Program in?
We are in 11 different counties, including Beaverhead, Broadwater, Cascade, Deer Lodge, Gallatin, Jefferson, Lewis and Clark, Madison, Park, Powell, and Silver Bow.
Okay, good. So pretty widespread.
Yes.
And so if someone needed these services or was interested in getting a senior companion and they live in one of those areas, how would they go about doing that?
They would contact Rocky Mountain Development Council at 406-447-1680 or call our 800 number at 800-356-6544 rather.
Okay, great. And we'll have that up on the screen so people can see that. And what about on the other side of that then? What if someone is interested in becoming a senior companion and volunteering for the program? How would they go about doing that?
Sure. So volunteers, again, must be 55 or older,
Okay.
And willing to volunteer 15 to 40 hours per week. They must have a valid driver's license and current liability insurance, as transportation is a big need for our program. They also must be at or below the 200% federal poverty guideline.
Okay.
Volunteers, they must be committed to our program goals and missions and be compassionate with our clients.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about the transportation part of it, as far as what are some of the things that volunteers might be able to do as a senior companion? Where they would expect it to go or take folks to get to appointments, or what are some of the things that they do on the driving side of it?
Sure. So our senior companions volunteer with their clients up to 4 hours once per week. Our companions do a lot of transportation to medical appointments, dental appointments, foot clinic appointments, grocery shopping, transportation to local senior centers for meals, social activities, etc.
Okay, and generally how it happens is one person is assigned to someone and then they stick with that person as
Correct.
their companion. Okay, great. And is the service free to these folks?
The service is free to those folks. That is the luxury of the Senior Companion Program. With that, our senior companions do receive a small stipend, and their mileage is reimbursed at the federal rate.
Oh, that's great. Okay, and so since it's free and those volunteers do get some of that reimbursement, Linda, maybe could you talk a little bit about how the program is funded then?
Sure. Our funding is federal, and it comes from the Corporation for National and Community Service. And they fund programs that you might be familiar with, such as VISTA and AmeriCorps. And then the senior core programs fall under that, and that's Senior Companion, RSVP, and FGP. And then we also receive funding from non-federal partners as well, so some of our school districts and our county commission.
And how did this program get started?
Well, it started around, I believe, 37 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And so that was the time when Head Start was funded and foster grandparent, and it was, during the war on poverty. And so this program was funded shortly after that.
And the RMDC actually does a lot of things for seniors. Can you talk a little bit more about some of the other services that are offered for folks?
Sure. So we have our volunteer programs, and then we have the Senior Center, we have the Meals on Wheels program, we have the Commodities program for our seniors, and I believe that's once a month where they can get their commodities either delivered to them or they meet at a certain spot to pick it up. And then we have the Area Agency on Aging, and that they fund and administer quite a few different programs for people. They help people with insurance, Medicare, that type of thing.
And Meals on Wheels might be one too, where if someone isn't driving anymore, that would be a good resource for them to turn to. Are there other programs that you would think of that for those folks who are homebound or aren't driving anymore that they could take advantage of? Could you talk a little bit more about those?
Well, you know, we all work closely together within our agency, and so we're constantly referring clients back and forth to make sure that they do receive all the services that they're eligible for. You know, we try to cover that. You know, and then we also partner and work with agencies outside of Rocky too, you know, and we work with the Keeping You Home program out of the hospital, and you know, we work closely with APS through the welfare department.
Okay.
If we see a senior at risk, we want to make sure that they get help, so we'll make a referral.
Okay, great. And we're almost out of time, but just really quickly, for those folks, I think we've all heard of Meals on Wheels, but can you just talk about that really quickly for somebody who can't drive, how that program works?
If they can't drive, so a senior companion could bring them up to the congregate site where the meal is served.
Okay.
But if they're not able to do that, we just make sure that Shauna gets the information, and we make sure that the meals are delivered to that client.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much,
Thank
ladies,
you.
for your
You're
time.
welcome.
Appreciate you coming in. And thanks to all our guests on today's show, and thank you for joining us this week. We hope you enjoyed the show, and until next week, stay fit, stay well, and stay healthy for life with Healthy Living for Life. Have a good week.
Healthy Living for Life is brought to you by Mountain Pacific Quality Health. We'd love to hear from you. If you have suggestions for future programs, visit our website at mpqhf.org or call us at 406-443-4020. You can also catch us on YouTube by visiting our website and clicking on the YouTube icon. Special thanks to Fire Tower Coffee House and Roasters. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions.